Good morning, friends. Welcome back. Time for another story. Today's story is Prairie Days by Patricia MacLachlan. Patricia MacLachlan has written some awesome books like Sarah Plain and Tall and Caleb's Story. There's a couple others, and they're so wonderful. And those are more of a chapter book, but this is a picture book. So here we go. Prairie Days. Where I was born there was a sky, so big there was no end of it, and the summer mornings were cool, and the sun rose orange. Look at that. There's a kitty on her bed, looks like my kitty. And that is a great big sky. Where I was born the earth smelled of cattle, and bluegrass, and hyssop. And when I lay down in the fields next to my farm, I could smell Mama's wild roses that grew next to the hollyhocks. There's roses and hollyhocks. Look at that great big sky. There were small towns with names that we loved, like Sunrise and Rattlesnake, Chugwater, and Spotted Horse. What? Hello, Lexi May May. There were filling stations where Papa put gas into his old gray car, and we got drinks out of the cold water-filled top tanks. Look at those old-fashioned cars. And there they are over there getting something to drink. Soda pop. There were prairie birds, grouse, scissortails, magpies, and dippers in the rushing streams where the prairies met the mountains. Look at those rolling hills. Look at the sky. So much space and land. Wide open. There were farm horses to ride too, Liddy and Blue and Joe, and we galloped on dirt roads across fields and over fences. Who pulled the wagons and the plows? And they're riding bareback without a saddle. That shows some talent. We rode the filled wagon to the tall granary by the railroad, buried in grain that sneaked into our pockets and cuffs of our jeans. Goodness, that is a full wagon of grain. There's several full wagons of grain. Look at that. There were farm dogs who slept on the wooden porches when they weren't working. Duke and Skippy and three-legged Mary, who kept up with them. That's a nice big porch. Sitting on the porch swing and rocking chairs, reading a book, having something to drink with the three dogs. The worker dogs herded the cattle and sheep, nipping, barking, and circling to keep the herds safe from coyotes and wolves. Bruce and Prince were brave dogs who ate well and slept well and loved their work. So that makes 5 dogs altogether. In the heat of summer, we swam in the farm pond, floating, spitting streams of water high into the blue sky. That's a pretty big pond. Sometimes we drove to town to buy the cloth Mama wanted and tools for Papa, and pencils and penny mints for us. There were cowboys in town, and some of them were poets who said, "Hello, little lady," to Mama. They had dogs too, who sat patiently in the beds of their trucks outside diners where the cowboys ate and drank. Oh, look at that big mercantile. That's what they used to call like a shop or a grocery store. Their version of a Walmart. When we drove home, we saw prairie dogs sitting by their holes, watching us before they plunged down under the earth again. See, they're there driving home. And over there's the prairie dog. Whoops. Huh. Over here's the prairie dogs. See them sitting up there, keeping an eye on things? When the day was over and it was dusk, we played kick the can and hid behind sheds and bushes, laughing and shrieking, rushing out to kick the can in the middle of the dirt road, half frightened when the darkness came. And look, over here hiding while they play the game. That's a nice big garden too. We never stopped until mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles or grandparents came out of their houses to bring us in for bed. Yep, sun's getting ready to set. Somebody's sitting out there on the porch. Sun is going down. It's about bedtime. Where we read under the quilts of stars and pinwheels and squares with our flashlights. Did you ever do that? Have you ever read in bed with a flashlight? I don't think I ever have, but I feel like I need to because I feel like I'm missing out. Until we fell asleep and the summer moon rose yellow. Look at the big dark sky with the moon. And that was the end of her summer day, Prairie Days. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you get out and spend some time in the sunshine, that the weather's nice for you. Maybe you can sit outside and read a book or have a drink or play kick the can with some friends. I hope you have a great day.